What is going on, guys? Today I'm going to give you some tips for teal season. It's quickly approaching. For me, it's going to be next weekend. So September, what is that? It's going to be like the 10th or something like that. Teal season is coming up, so hope you guys are stoked for it. So I've got a few tips for you guys on teal season and how to go about hunting teal and some stuff that I've kind of picked up along the way. The first thing that you want to make sure that you do is go and scout where you're going to hunt. That is the number one thing to do for any kind of waterfowl hunting. Don't just roll up and expect to shoot birds, because the birds are going to be doing their thing, and you want to find out what their thing is and be there for when they come in, and then you can actually kill some birds. So what I recommend doing is looking on Google Maps, and that's a really big tool that I use for my scouting. And so what I like to do is look at public hunting areas, because I don't have any private property to hunt. So I go online and look at the public hunting areas and look at the maps that they provide through their websites and look at areas that I can hunt and just kind of get an idea of the lay of the land and how things are working out. So then I actually print off a map sometimes and then take that with me. So the next thing I do is go in the truck and then drive out, and maybe take some buddies with me. And so what we do is we look at the different spots that we kind of picked out that look good on the maps, because sometimes the maps don't necessarily show like where the water is and isn't, especially in early season, because marshes aren't necessarily pumped all the way in September. So you got to keep that in mind. So maybe something last January was pumped, it could not be pumped this time of year. So go out there and look at the different spots that you found on the map that you think will look good. And if you're lucky enough, if you go at the right times, go early in the morning or go late in the evening, kind of roosting time and seeing what they do, but go and find where the birds want to be. So you're going to look and see where the birds are flying, where are they flying from, where are they flying to, and where are they just hanging out on the water. So that's some stuff to look for, and be mindful of, how many people do you think can fit in that area? So how early will you have to get up and be there, so then you have the claim on that spot. So that's something to keep in mind. The second tip that I have for you guys is about decoys. Teal season is a little bit different from regular big duck season, because in September the ducks aren't fully plumed yet with mating colors, so the drakes look a lot like the hens. And so in order to kind of mimic that, what you're going to do is use Mallard Hen Decoys. I know everybody should have some of those. If you don't, pick some up, because they're kind of nice to have. So Mallard Hen Decoys are definitely a plus. And then Teal Decoys. I know they sell Teal Decoys, both blue wing and green wing. I have a dozen green wing Teal Decoys that I use throughout the whole season. And they, that's what the teal see. So they're going to see teal and go to the teal. And the Mallard hens just kind of act like we buy Magnum mallards for late season ducks. Why not have the benefit of having a Magnum decoy for teal with your Mallard hen? Another thing that you can use is a Mojo. Now they make teal Mojos and Mallard Mojos, but there's something else that you can use, and that's a dove Mojo. Last year during my teal season, we got to talk to a game warden, and he was talking about how he's heard of people. He's actually used one of those little wind dove Mojos to hunt teal, and it works out really well. So you don't have to drop a big money on a Mojo. You can just buy like a little dove Mojo for like what, $20, something like that, and then you have a Mojo. But Mojos definitely do attract the birds too. The third tip that I have for you guys is ID your birds. Know you are shooting at a blue-winged teal or a green-winged teal or a cinnamon teal. Those are the three birds that you can shoot in early teal season. Everything else will get you a ticket. I had the fortunate opportunity last year to have found a wood duck in the water, and that has been shot by myself. And so I got to go through the whole shebang with the federal agents at the place that we were hunting, and I ended up getting a $525 ticket. So remember to ID your birds. Last year we were all a little bit trigger happy and just too excited to be out, but don't forget the key aspect of IDing your birds and knowing what you're shooting before you shoot it, because it can just get you in a lot of trouble, and it's no fun. Some stuff to look at when you're trying to ID your birds, especially with wood ducks. Wood ducks are a really common thing to be shooting during teal season, because they're only a third bigger than a teal. And so, if you're just going by size, yeah, they look pretty similar. But some stuff to look out for would be the white belly on a wood duck. Wood ducks have really white bellies, especially the hens. So if you see the white belly, hold off, make sure. The wing patch on a blue-winged teal, it's got the blue wing patch. So look for that. But that can also get you mixed up with a shoveler. So make sure you're looking at the head. And so the head is one of the best things to be looking at because wood ducks have the crest, shovelers have that big bill, and blue wings and green wings have got kind of that smaller head. So that's just some stuff to look out for. Remember to ID your birds and you'll be just fine. You know, it's okay to let the birds come in real close and maybe even land on the water just so then you make sure you're shooting the right type of bird. And then if they're on the water, yell at them, they'll fly up and boom, you got them right there. So keep that in mind. Fourth and final thing that I have for you guys is calling. Now you guys can go out and buy a Drake teal call and a hen teal call and use those, but you can also just rely on a mallard hen call. You can just do some light quacks and maybe try and mimic it to sound like a blue-winged teal or a green-winged teal hen. You know, they do it was like a quack 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 quack. So something kind of like that. And just play around at your house. See if you can kind of get that to sound pretty similar. And that's what I did last year with Shane. He was the one who was calling, and it sounded pretty good. So you guys can also go out and buy the blue-winged teal calls, and those will work out for you. But I've also found that just letting your decoys do the work is one of the best options, especially with any kind of duck hunting that you're doing. Let the decoys do the work, and if the ducks are interested, they'll come in. And, you know, less calling is generally more calling. In my mind, it is. So I hope this helps you guys out with your upcoming teal season. I'm super stoked about going out teal hunting, and I hope you guys are too, because it's a lot of fun. Just kind of dust off the gun and get the boots wet and, you know, really just have a good time duck hunting again. Just for the short couple of weeks of the season, and then you got to wait until big duck season. But I'm super stoked about it. I hope you guys are too, and I hope these tips help you guys out. So remember to shoot straight and hunt safe, and I'll see you on the next one.